Welcome back to The Explainer. So, when we think about the divine, we usually picture the creators of the universe. But who created the creator? Today, we're diving straight into a massive, profound mystery from the ancient texts of the Shiva Purana to uncover the origin of Lord Shiva himself. It's this incredible cosmic enigma that perfectly bridges mythology with the mind-bending concept of infinity. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. It's kind of the ultimate paradox, isn't it? As humans, we are naturally obsessed with beginnings. We always want to pin down the precise origin point of, well, everything. So it totally makes sense to ask, who birthed the supreme deities? Who actually created the greatest gods? It really forces us to completely rethink the very nature of birth and creation when we're talking about the divine.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how the Shiva Purana answers that massive question. It describes Lord Shiva using a very specific, absolutely powerful term, Swayambhu. And that basically translates to self-manifested, or born of its own accord. So there's no mother, no father, and absolutely no singular moment of physical birth. He simply is. It's wild, right? It just completely shatters our human framework of time, cause, and effect.
Now, while there are a ton of origin stories out there, the most popular one involves an absolute clash of titans. We're talking about a fierce, cosmic-level ego clash between Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu. Each of these supreme deities is making a hardline claim over who is truly the greatest, the most powerful entity in existence. Just imagine the sheer stakes of an argument between these two. It's off the charts! Let's move forward and see how this builds, because right in the middle of this intense, reality-shaking debate, something spectacular happens. A mysterious, completely endless pillar suddenly manifests directly between them. Just boom. Out of nowhere, this infinite towering structure interrupts their argument, standing right there as an undeniable physical paradox. And then a disembodied voice just booms from the cosmos, laying down this completely impossible challenge. The voice declares, "Whoever finds the end of this pillar is the greatest." I mean, wow. This immediately shifts the whole dynamic of their debate. It's no longer just talk, it's now a test of who has the boundless capability to actually measure the infinite.
And this brilliantly illustrates what happens next. Because these two supreme deities, they don't hesitate for a single second. To conquer this challenge, Lord Brahma transforms into a bird, soaring endlessly upward to find the absolute highest peak of the pillar. Meanwhile, Lord Vishnu takes the mighty form of a boar, known as Varaha, and starts aggressively digging downward into the depths of the cosmos. It's this epic split in opposite directions, trying to literally map eternity.
The sheer scale of what happens next is kind of hard to wrap our minds around. They searched and they searched. We are talking about two beings of unimaginable power, pushing themselves to the absolute limit. Upward through the highest celestial realms, downward through the deepest, darkest cosmic voids. They traverse the entire expanse of everything that exists, just desperate to find an end. But here's the catch. Despite their immense power, and despite searching heavily across the vastness of space, they failed. Neither the bird flying up nor the boar digging down could find a starting point or a finishing point. It was a profoundly humbling realization for them. The pillar entirely defied measurement. Ultimately, exhausted and totally outmatched by the sheer scale of the infinite, both Brahma and Vishnu were forced to accept defeat.
So the crucial point is this. Out of this infinite, immeasurable pillar, Lord Shiva finally reveals his true form at Shah. And seeing this, the truth becomes totally undeniable. Brahma and Vishnu immediately accept Shiva as the greatest. They realize that this self-manifested entity, this Swayambhu, is actually the very endless pillar they were so futilely trying to measure.
The really profound philosophical takeaway here is what this pillar actually represents. It is the ultimate symbol of having no birth and no death. It's literally the concept of eternity made manifest. It teaches us that true infinite power isn't something that starts or stops. It exists entirely outside our human boundaries of creation and destruction.
The ancient text leaves us with a beautiful, reverent conclusion. A traditional chant that echoes this profound realization of boundless power and eternal existence. Har Har Mahadev. It serves as a lasting acknowledgement of the awe-inspiring nature of the infinite, perfectly capturing the philosophical weight of a being that is entirely self-created.
Which brings us to a final thought for you. Looking at this ancient cosmic mystery, we really have to wonder, if the universe itself has no true beginning and no end, Are we all just travelers, much like the bird and the boar, endlessly exploring an infinite pillar we can never fully measure? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me for this explainer today, and keep exploring.